came along. On my own, I'm just kinging it. Off the throne, bad cutie from the corner of my eye. The type it hard to get, tell me why ain't I surprised? I suppose to approach it would be wise. Gotta come correct or come to your demise. Angelina, have you seen her? Fearless, you know she see through your disguise. As I walk through the valley.
Okay, hey everyone, we're just gonna jump right into it. I started with my eyebrows already done, and I have some lip plumper on. But basically I'm gonna start by taking LA Pro Girl concealer, and everything that I'm using in this video will be listed down below, the exactly what color I'm using and all the details, so check in the description box below. But I'm gonna start by taking the LA Girl Pro concealer, and I'm just gonna put that all over my eyelid. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to start applying my eyeshadow. Oh, I had to dust it off. Okay, so I'm gonna start in my crease with this transition color, and like I said, all the specs will be in the description box. But I'm just gonna start with that light brown color in my crease, and I'm just gonna start working that from my outer crease to my inner crease, and it's kind of like above my crease a little bit, so yeah, just right above the crease kind of. And I'm just working it in circular motions with a really light hand, and I'm just working it in, sis. Okay, now I'm adding the color Alert, which is that I would say it's like a orange color, like a deep burnt orange, and I'm adding that right like up under that color. You can say like it's in the color, but it's like right up under too, so it's starting to fall into my crease, and I'm just gonna blend that in with the last color that I used, which was called Rush. I'm just checking it out, making sure it's looking good. Of course it is. Okay, now I'm adding the color Secret, and I was like, no, I don't want to do Secret, so I went with the color Frame, which is like this deep purple, and it just came out gorgeous. So I'm taking the color Frame, and I'm just adding it right in the crease now, and I was just like amazed with how pigmented it was. Like, I was loving the payoff. I would definitely recommend this palette if you want to go check it out. It's the Ring the Alarm palette by Jaclyn Hill. So I'm just adding that color in, and then I'm going back with my brush that I used before with the transition color on it, and I'm just blending everything out here. Okay, now I'm going to start adding my lid color. I'm going in with the color Lovely on a flat brush, and I'm kind of making a cut crease. It's with the brush that I'm using. I love this brush. I don't know where I got it from, but I'll definitely look into it and see if I can find out where I got it from. But basically, I'm just using that color, and I'm packing it in, and I'm kind of cutting out a cut crease without doing it, without any concealer or anything. And that's why I love this brush, because it just allows me to basically define a cut crease without doing all of the extra steps with it. So that's what I'm doing. And ladies, I do wear mink lashes, so I'm going to go in with my brush, my spoolie brush, and just brush out my lashes. Okay, now moving on to the face, I'm going to start by moisturizing my face, and I'm just using a moisturizer. It's a mattifying moisturizer that I like to use. Okay, so I forgot to mention to you guys that I did do my eyeliner off camera, and I just did a small little, I just applied a small amount of liner, and I'm just making sure that everything is set in. I'm moisturizing my primer and everything, and then we're going to jump right into the foundation. Okay, and I always use a damp beauty blender. Make sure you clean your beauty blenders, ladies. We always want to make sure that it's damp and that it's clean after every use or whatever. And so I like to warm my product up on my hand, so you see me adding the product to the top of my hand, and then I'm just taking it and dabbing it on my face, like what you see I'm doing. Okay, now it's time to blend. So I'm just gonna use my damp, clean beauty blender, and I'm just gonna blend everything in seamlessly. And I take my time with this step, ladies. Make sure you take your time. Make sure that it's sitting right in that skin, honey, because we just need a flawless foundation application, baby. We don't play when it comes down to the skin. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a foundation brush, and I'm just going to blend out all of the edges of my foundation so it just sits in my skin well. And this foundation, it does take a minute to oxidize into my skin, so the brush does help with that. So I'm just going over and just buffing everything out and making sure that it's all blended correctly into my liking. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my concealer up under my eyes, and I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal again. And I'm just actually, what am I doing? I'm making, I don't know, y'all know what I'm doing. I'm making like these little triangles up under my face or whatever. And that's where I want to conceal it. So I'm going to conceal up under my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, up under my chin. Okay, now I'm going back in with the beauty blender, and I'm just blending everything out. And I like to take my concealer and I move it up under where my eyeshadow is, and I kind of just cut it out there, and that kind of helps me snatch my face. It makes me look way more woke, and my eyes look, you know, more, I don't know, like they just look more woke. It just helps me snatch my face. So instead of like taking it and just angling it to the side, I pull it up, and it makes my face look like I'm more woke. So beauty tip for you guys. Okay, so now that I have everything blended out, I'm going to go in with, this is a foundation stick from Anastasia, and this is what I'm going to use to contour. So I'm going to go and contour the areas that I want to contour on the sides of my cheeks, up under my jawline, and on the sides of my nose. And I'm just going to start blending that out. The brush that I'm going to use is like a flat kind of fluffy brush, but it's very stiff. And I'm just going to use pat and motions to basically start blending that out. Okay, you can't forget about your nose, so I'm gonna go in with the flat brush. It's flat, but it's kind of fluffy, and I'm just gonna blend out those edges. And a tip that I like to use when I'm contouring my nose, because my nose is already kind of small, but I like it to look more pointy. So I'm going to blend out the edges, but then I'm going to, once I blend it out, I'm going to kind of blend in the middle where that concealer was, so it looks more natural. As you can see, I'm doing right there. I'll just take the color and I just blend it inwards, kind of. Okay, now I'm going to go in with some setting powder, and I'm going to set my contour, and I'm just lightly patting that on and setting my contour. Now I'm going to go in with some setting powder, and the setting powder I'm using is Maybelline. It's a Maybelline one that I got from the drugstore, and it's just a jewel. I love it so much. So I'm just going to set all my areas where I concealed, and that's going to be up under my eye. And then I'm also going to snatch and clean up my contour. So you'll see me doing that now. I'm going to just take it, and I'm going to just drag it down to clean up my contour here. And we're going to do that on both sides. Once you've went ahead and cleaned up everything, you're going to go in and we're going to dust that powder away. So I'm going to use a pressed powder, and I'm just going to dust away all of that setting powder that I used. And then also I'm going to clean up the area where my contour is. So if I feel like it's too far down my face, I just back it up using that powder too, just to blend everything out. Okay, now we're returning to the eyes. I'm going to go back in that Jaclyn Hill, and it's the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. It's her collab. I never even said that, but it's the Morphe palette. And I'm going to go back in the color Alert, and I'm just going to put that on the bottom of my, not my waterline, but on the bottom of my lash line. And I'm just going to start putting a generous amount on my lash line and packing that in. And we're going to do that to both sides. And then after I do that, then I'm going to go in with the color Frame, that purple color that I loved, and we're going to add that on there as well. Okay, now I'm adding some blush on right over my contour. And the blush that I'm using is NARS, and it's in the color Orgasm. I got this one for my birthday, and I just love it. It's very subtle, and I just love it. So I'm just going to take my foundation brush, and I'm just going to blend everything out. Okay, now I'm just adding the final touches here. I'm putting on some mascara, and I'm very careful with this because I don't like it clumpy. So I'm just going to take my time and add my mascara. But I do like my bottom lashes to kind of match my meat, so I like them to stand out. Okay, so now I'm just going to clean off that plumper I had on, and I'm just going to set my face. Now I'm going to just make sure that it's sitting right, everything is sitting and looking good, and I'm going to move on to my lips. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure everything is good here, honey, and then I'm going to move right into the lips. So the lip liner that I'm using is the MAC Chestnut, and everybody rants and raves about my lips. They just love my lips, and they want to know what I use. So the lip liner that I always use is MAC Chestnut. And then the lip gloss that I'm going to combine today is going to be NYX Butter Gloss in the color Cream Brulee. And then I have another color, it's the Bringing Essence, and it's a wet gloss. So that's what I'm using on my lips. Okay, so this is the final look for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for all these wonderful looks that we're going to come up with together, that we're going to create. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. I can't wait to grow with y'all.
Your friends, but are they being team players? You are like a mystery, deeper than the surface.